So you want to start painting a room, but you don't want to do the edging, where the wall meets the ceiling. Well, here are some tips on how you can do that. Now, I have used the edgers that you can buy in the store, and they work pretty good, but I still get mistakes using it and such. And my husband has always been really good at doing the edging. So I grabbed my camera and asked if I can film him as he was edging our room this weekend. Today we're painting on the edge where the two walls meet. Like that. Where the two walls meet. But this will work on edging where the wall hits the ceiling as well.
So brush wise, I like using a sash brush. See how it's not square, it's angled.
Okay.
And definitely not anything wider than this, just because it's hard to get.
You said you don't want to put too much paint on it.
You don't want one of the bigger brushes, like 3-inch.
And that's 2-inch, okay.
Yeah, they get too big and it's too hard to control.
1-inch seemed like it would be too small.
Yeah, 1-inch doesn't hold enough paint, so that's why I like it. 2-inch. So I get some paint on the tip, and then just off to the side, I usually just brush a little bit just to even the paint out. And then I'm going to come in kind of further away from the edge. I push down until the bristles kind of flare out a little bit. And by pushing in and out, then I kind of work my way into the edge. And then just go down nice and evenly. And kind of then start the process over. Now I only got it 6 inches or so, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if you keep doing that, it actually goes pretty quickly. The other thing is, don't be afraid to, if the walls are different color, obviously you have to cover it, but don't be afraid to make your edge a little bit back from the corner, and that way, if you mess up, or it's not even, you can come back and do just a little bit more, and it blends in nicely. And you won't notice that you got wavy or not a problem. And the other thing is, when I'm done, you only have a little 1-inch wide strip here, which isn't enough. So you will have to come back.
It isn't enough for what?
To keep the roller away from the wall. So what you're gonna have to do is come back. And actually, this is where I make the most mistakes, is when I come back with a full brush. I do it quickly, and the tip of the brush will come over and hit the wall. So actually, that's where I make the most mistakes. It's not when I'm being careful and going sideways. It's when I straighten it out.
Okay.
And
now, do you ever use tape?
I use tape where the ceiling and the walls come to a corner. Just because it's really hard just to get the corner of the paintbrush in there and get it just right. It takes a long time. So it's a lot faster if you put tape in the corner.
Okay.
It's a lot faster without the tape once you get the technique down, when there's a nice straight wall. And then the other thing, which is just good practice whenever you're painting, is when I do this section down here, go up and down, and make sure your last stroke is kind of up and you lift off so it blends in nicely. So when I do the next section, go up and down a few times, and then the last one, you go up and into the old paint, and it blends it in nicely, and you won't see variations in there.
Okay. Thank you. One last thing before I forget. He did say that he doesn't like to put tape on the ceiling because a lot of ceilings are textured, as ours were, and it doesn't stick, the paint doesn't stick to the ceiling very well, and it leaks through the tape. At least I found it leaks through the tape, but he says the tape sometimes comes off, and so he does the edging by this method on the ceiling as well, because the tape doesn't do as well. Plus, he argues that putting the tape on takes longer than if he just did it his method. So I guess if you get good at it, I was not very good at it. I could do the roller, but not the... well. And thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you next time.